Immediately when we show an instrument, it seems like something happens to it. It's very quick now. This instrument appears to be the same as the Mercury Sun connection instrument, but this is a Venus and Sun connection. We see a similar anomaly where the Sun is connecting to a second object. This here identified as a coronal hole stream. The thing is that it's nearly an identical representation of what happened when Mercury passed through this same corridor in the sky. So then it makes me wonder what that magnetic connection is to. It's above. It's the zero. I do not know if it's the ecliptic or the solar equator, but whatever it is north of that line. Venus today is south in the sky, south declination, and it appears to almost be traveling slightly to the north as it comes up over the eastern horizon. But so whatever the sun is connecting to in the southern region of the solar system that's below the zero line, it's supposedly identified as Venus. So then, why, when Mercury passed through this exact same corridor, this exact same alignment with Leo, why did we get the same exact phenomenon? And it can't be the same coronal hole stream, and it's not likely to be a second coronal hole stream, even though the bottom graph kind of indicates it's a coronal hole stream. So the thing that I'm just wanted to draw your attention to is that Mercury produced the same phenomenon with the magnetic sun connection. Now, I'm not an expert on this instrument. It's off of Integrated Space Weather apps, or ISWA. It's a deep buried magnetosphere simulation regarding the sun's connectivity to other planets. One is they have a connectivity to Mars, they have a connectivity to Earth, they have a connectivity to Venus. Of course, they're not pointing out where Venus is there? Are they? So that little blob you see right around the zero line appears on all the instruments, and it appears on all the simulations, whether you're looking at Mars, Earth, Venus, or Mercury. So basically, we're trying to decipher a day where this thing passes over our heads, and it's hard to even work anymore and figure things out the way that these instruments just get taken offline. And the other magnetograms on ISWA, there's probably 5 or 6 that document the magnetic fields of the sun itself. Those have been redacted back to March, and they're not updating any of those. So I find that a little strange that you have an automated system that just stops updating anything that would tell you what the heck is going on. Now, we did tell people about 3 weeks ago that if this thing pops up over the ecliptic or even the solar equator, that the bottom line was that the sun was going to get brighter in a hurry, and it sure seems to have. We're going to go back and recheck some instruments, because we're checking them twice a day now. And we're going to just try to stay on top of this. We're prepared, so we're not going to spin any wheels by tracking and researching. We're not wasting our time on YouTube in favor of not preparing. We're ready to go, so we're just going to stay on top of this. It's pretty much what we're doing. We're going to track it sometimes twice a day. If we find anything during the day that's new, we'll put out a second video, even if we've already put out a video earlier that day. And one of the observations we made recently was that most inclined objects that orbit the sun, their perihelion, which means closest approach to the sun, their perigee, which means again closest approach to the sun, those occur on the ecliptic, or roughly the solar equator. That's when you get closest. So that allows you to generalize then, the asteroid belt's pretty much on the ecliptic. So then, if this brown dwarf created the asteroid belt with a collision, that would pretty much signify the location of its perihelion. That's another reason why we keep saying this thing may not get any closer than the asteroid belt, just based upon that alone. And the Harrington model is kind of hard to decipher, but it looks like it pops up around Mars. That model has been flipped over, so it's really hard to, put any... it's hard to know how much credibility to put in that model, other than we had it coming in through Aquarius, and we're able to make hundreds and hundreds of earthquake, solar flare, weather, fireball predictions based upon the position of that brown dwarf alone. So until next time, be prepared, not scared.